Shut up and sit down.
Right.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Thought Topic. This is Ryan. This is Isaac, and today we're going to talk to you about schizotypal personality disorder again. This time, however, we have some sort of structure. So Ryan is going to give us a brief background on what schizotypal personality disorder is and what the key characteristics are.
I'm not a doctor, though.
You're not a doctor. You're not a doctor, but you're diagnosed, so you know your own key characteristics that can be explained.
Yeah. So what should I start on? I should just get a definition, right? Here's a definition from the Mile Clinic, and then I'll explain what that means. All right. People with schizotypal personality disorder are often described as odd or eccentric, and usually have few, if any. Hold on, the audio is reverberating in my headset. Okay, there we go.
Fun.
No, it's kind of hard to talk like that. Okay, where was I? Sorry. Okay, people with schizotypal personality disorder, schizotypal, I think it's topal, are often described as odd or eccentric and usually have few, if any, close relationships. They generally don't understand how relationships form or the impact of their behaviors on others. They may also misinterpret others' motivations and behaviors and develop significant distrust of others. That's very important for later on. This problem will lead to severe anxiety and tendency to turn inward in social situations, as the person with schizotypal personality disorder responds inappropriately to social cues and holds peculiar beliefs. Which I think, going through the videos, you can sort of tell the way I think is a little off.
A little bit. A little bit. If you go into like the last two videos, you'll see very excited explanation about a few things. So basically,
so also though, schizotypal personality disorder is hard to diagnose. It's a rare diagnosis, and they don't hand it out very readily. You know what I mean? Like they would bipolar or something, and stuff like that. Like they hand those out very regularly. Things like schizotypal. Yeah, things like schizotypal, because they misdiagnose a lot of depression and stuff with bipolar.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And it's kind of the same thing.
Like, they just put like a broad blanket on all depression as like, this is bipolar.
Yeah. Now a lot of people with the schizotypal hang on to the word schizo because it's like schizophrenic, right?
Yeah, so they try and
but there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between schizophrenics and schizotypal disorders, right?
Schizophrenic is one of the rarest mental disorders in the world, is it not? To
properly diagnose and medicate, yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not a fucking doctor, so just remember that the whole time. Remember that I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, from what we've been told anyway.
From what I've seen, yeah.
So just reading through the symptoms here, the discomfort in social situations, can you explain or describe that?
Discomfort in here, I'm going to send you a list of symptoms here, and then we'll go through them. Maybe you can slap them up if you got a chance.
I've got a list here.
Oh, okay. Which one are you looking at? Look at this one that I just sent you.
Okay.
I'm going to send you this page. Yep. Look here.
We can do that.
That's the page I'm on right here, just to get through the talking points here, okay? Okay, we can go through the symptoms.
Well, mine was the discomfort in social situations, but being a loner and lacking close friends. So basically, you don't have anybody that you'd go and hang out with on a regular basis. There's no one you'd like catch a cold.
No.
So the get a cold or crack a cold one with the boys is like not a phrase that would you be used in your house? No.
There's no I'm going hanging out with the boys. There's no I'm going here and hanging out with my friends. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. And
I would try to have friends and stuff when I was in high school and shit, because you're sort of forced to try.
Yeah, you kind of
right, but like it never worked out. Like I was always the different one. Like I would fit into different social circles, but I was never the one that was there holding anything together. You know what I mean? I'd sort of like gather my own crew of misfits and shit, but I still didn't belong in there. I'd sort of bring them together, and they'd be better friends than we would ever be. Kind of thing, right?
Why does it sound like my social life in high school? That's exactly how I went. I sort of like amalgamated with multiple groups, and then I'd pick the ones that I liked from those groups, and I'd hang out with those ones. I usually just have.
Yeah,
I
I
usually
might have one
friend.
friend. Like
Yeah,
I'd have one friend I'd hang out with here and
yeah,
there,
yeah. I was
and
the
then
same.
like if they didn't hang out with me anymore, I was like crushed inside. You know what I mean? I'd be
Yeah,
like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah. I know
But
exactly.
that's normal. It's normal for kids to hang out with other kids and not make a big deal. But because it's like my friend, it would almost feel like a betrayal that they're
I'll
hanging out with somebody else. It was almost not creepy, but like inside there was no reason for the feeling of betrayal and whatever to come up that young in me when somebody else was hanging out with somebody else who I was
yeah.
also friends with, if you would call it that, right?
I honestly have the same thing. One of my friends, one of my single friends that I had when I was in high school, now is like better friends with my younger brother than he is with me. Like I barely talk to him. I ask him for
Well,
advice. He's a real estate agent, so I ask him for advice on buying houses, and that's about it. But yeah, my brother's actually better friends with him. Like when my brother came down, he went out to town with him, and he sort of came over to my place, said hi, shook my hand, give him a hug and stuff. Haven't seen you for ages, but I don't hang out with him nearly as much as I did when I was in high school, and it was sort of stopped after my brother hanging out with him, and I was like, that's not, it's my friend. Give me my friend back. So I get what you're saying
well,
with that. I get what you're saying with that point because I kind of did
here's
that.
a recent example of that. Then, I messaged one of my friends on Facebook to see what he was doing, and long story short, the conversation ended up with him saying that like he can't hang out with me or talk to me because my life is too chaotic. And to me, my life isn't chaotic, but to everybody else looking on the inside, it is. You know what I mean? And here's
Yeah,
one of the things with the schizotopal thing, like here, like if you read on the site, when to see a doctor, people with schizophrenia or schizotopal personality disorder are likely to seek help only at the urging of friends and relatives. So I didn't think that what was going on in my life was chaotic. I just thought it like you've heard the story of like
it
me living on
sounded
my
normal.
own
Yeah,
since like a teenager and stuff like that. Not normal, but like um
to you that was
I
all
didn't
normal.
realize, yeah, to me it was normal, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that was
Now I
all you
realize
knew.
like it's fucking chaos, but like back then it was normal shit. I was just a teenager like struggling, and then I had problems with drinking and drugs for a couple years, and then
And at the
fucking
start, you just
now
thought it
we're
was
here.
all. At the start, you thought it was just all normal teenage stuff.
Yeah, I mean, come on, because I come from a family of rough living, we'll say,
So
right?
yeah, for sure. I do have another question. So because you've got difficulties with social situations and you feel like it's quite hard, how does it go when you are forced into a social situation like Christmas?
No one was here on Christmas. I was alone.
Okay, but like
Okay,
because
next
you
holiday, I'm alone.
because you have kids, right? So like when
Yeah.
when there's a family get together and you're forced to participate in the family gathering, does that actually happen, or do you just say no? I'm not going to be there.
Usually they just don't expect me to be there,
Okay,
and they being my Amanda's family. You know what I mean? Like she
for
goes up to
sure.
London to go see them with my stepdaughter, the older one.
She goes to London in the
She goes
UK.
up to London. No, Ontario. It's like
Oh, okay.
2 hours away, an hour and a half away from where I live, and like 2 hours away from Toronto for geographical reference.
I'm terrible with geography, but
Well, people will know where Toronto is. It's like 2 hours south of Toronto, something like that.
yep, yep. Okay.
It's a major city in Canada, whatever for whatever that means.
It's a major city in the UK as well. So
Yeah,
hey, um,
but yeah, they go up there like 'cause on Christmas Day and stuff. Like I'm here by myself
yeah.
because my other daughter's with her mom.
Okay, so you don't actually
So
have
I usually
any.
get them like before or after, but the day of, like I'm usually sitting here by myself.
They know that you're not going to have anything planned. It's really just spending time with your kids, sort of thing. So that it doesn't have to
Yeah,
be.
like
It doesn't have to
we
be
still
on the
do it,
day.
but like
It doesn't have to be
not
on the
with
day.
everybody there. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't do like that stuff with everybody there. Even like when I was younger, say when I was younger and at home and they had Christmas and everybody's over in the family and stuff, like I was dead fucking silent. And there was a specific seat at the table that I had to sit at. My dad would always tell everybody, like, move, like, don't sit there. That's where Ryan's sitting. And it was right in the corner of the dining room, right? Like in
yeah.
the couch. I was facing the wall, and on the other side of me was a wall. So only my dad could sit on the one side of me.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got it.
Yeah.
So
And I
if
don't know
you
why. I don't like being like even if I go to a restaurant or something, I don't like sitting in the middle of the thing.
middle,
I get like I start sweating and I get like real
you feel like
anxious.
someone's looking at you from behind or like watching what you're doing from behind.
I feel like everybody's watching me all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Actually,
And
I have that occasionally, but 9 times out of 10 I don't. But one time I was at a restaurant and I was trying the hot sauces before our dinner got there. I was just being a dick. I was just pouring the hot sauce on my finger. And, oh, that one's not too bad. And then the next one, and we like progressively went from like the weakest hot sauce all the way up to the top one. And the last one like made me choke. I was, oh, this is too hot.
What does this have to do with what we were talking about?
Absolutely nothing. But anyway,
what the fuck was that? That had nothing to do with sitting in the middle of the restaurant.
No, I wasn't. Sorry, no. I'll come back to the point that I was trying to make, which was that people were staring at me because I was clearly choking on chili that was too hot for me.
That's completely different.
It's
not the same thing at all. Holy shit, this light is hot. Damn.
Yeah, man, light is, even if it's not, well, it's 34 degrees here. I'm going to close the house up and probably start turning the heat pump on because it is ridiculous. I have a rag.
All right, we're rambling now. Let's go back to the symptoms here.
We are. Well,
all right. So look, if you look at that website, go to that website and look at the points there. See the symptoms? Are you looking at them?
Yeah. Peculiar, unusual thinking, beliefs or mannerisms.
Incorrect interpretation of events, such as feeling that something which is actually harmless or inoffensive has a direct personal meaning. That one's hard to explain to the general.
From your point of view, it is hard to explain, but I can explain it. Because of the situation that we had the other day, where your ex-partner thought that you had some track marks on you because your daughter said that you had cuts on you.
That's not what happened. We don't know. I don't know who said what, but her vocabulary that she used in asking me to show me her arm, show her my arms, was everyone and high alert and like all this stuff, and certain vocabulary kind of set something off. So when she started saying things like everyone's on high alert, I was going on for like 4 days going like, who's everyone? Because nobody comes here.
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody comes here. Nobody talks to me. Nobody calls me. Nobody, you know what I mean? I'm not fucking complaining about it, but like, and that's the situation I put myself in with my disorder without them understanding what's going on with me.
From your point of view, from your point of view, that's like, oh my God, who's watching me? Who's keeping an eye on me? But from their point of view, they're like, your daughter, or I don't know if that's the case, but it's like,
no, I talked to her after because we can't talk through text. I have to talk in person because a lot of my texts get misstrued as like asshole-ish, which you know is understandable. Because even like when you message me and I just message something little back, it looks like I'm being a dick, but you know it's just the way I am. That's the way I talk. But with her, it's like there's like some personal fucking shit there. So it's like when I talk to her, she seems like all the time being an asshole. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm an asshole. I'm not fucking completely innocent. I'm difficult to deal with sometimes. I know I am. And sometimes I can't help saying shit that I shouldn't say. You know what I mean?
Dispositions just said down here, you just said, hi, I'm gay. That was super helpful to the topic.
Thanks for the contribution.
Yeah, that was great. So our... Patreon is Thought Topic. No, I'm joking. But I fully understand what you're saying. Dressing in peculiar
ways, such as appearing unkempt or wearing oddly matched clothes. Look at my fucking hair right now.
That was a terrible idea. Hang on, here we go. Are you sure you aren't slightly schizophrenic?
No. See, what happens is I didn't know what I wanted to do with my hair for 2 years, so I didn't cut it.
Or do you think you're Gear from Skin Wars?
Are you done?
I'm done. You can carry on. So you had ridiculously long hair. You had hair down like past.
It was like down to here.
Yeah, past your.
It was always up though, but like it was down, but it was wavy, so it goes up to here. But like when it was wet, it's like down to my nipples.
And you were like, I
didn't know what I wanted to do with it.
I'm gonna cut it. I may as well bleach blonde it, right? Like who cares?
Well, here's the joke I made with Amanda. I got all paranoid about the everyone's on high alert thing, so I fucking cut all my hair off and dyed it a different color.
No one can
see me.
No one can tell who you are because you have a different haircut. Because you look completely different. Hair's just completely changed.
Completely. Different glasses.
Anyway, I'm going to cut you off there. That's all we have today. And catch us next time.